Hello everyone, welcome back to Celeste, Lunar Ruins, Chapter 2. Last time we did some Chapter 2 and today we're doing more of Chapter 2. I'm not sure what exactly we'll be doing. Well, I do know exactly what we'll be doing. We will be going through... Does this help us at all? No. We're going through more levels. That's what we'll be doing. I don't suppose this will make it easier. No. Okay, so this is a... Once you get here, you can't go back. Okay, somehow we have to get through here. I think it's probably we do what we started doing. We use our dash to get to that block. And then jump through the spikes down to that. Jump around, use both our dashes to get up here, hop, dash, land, possibly dash up again? Or jump to get the crystal? One of those two? Oh, maybe the platform's not in the right place for us to get back on top of it. So maybe we have to do something like, I don't know, demo under those spikes and then dash up into the crystal. Probably not. It's probably easier than I think it is. Then we dash over here with two dashes and we have this one probably we get this, grab this before we dash and we jump off, dash diagonally over here. And then we land on this, climb, jump over, do a wall balance off of here. Grab here, jump to get away from there. And then, I don't know, we land on top and go over or something. Maybe, yeah, we need a dash before we can do anything, so we probably do land on top. But I'm thinking over here, we probably have to trigger this one, then go back over here, and then come back. I don't know, can we land on top of that twice? It's awfully tight, but I think it's possible. Anyway, then we get over here, and, I mean, no. If we just get over here, we can hop off of it, dash through, then wall jump over here. Yeah. Okay, we don't need to do anything that fancy. Now we're over here. We got two dashes. We dash once to grab this thing. It goes up without us. We dash again to get up here, climb jump a few times, then jump and wall bounce, land on it, and then do like reverse hyper or something. Or maybe we just do an instant hyper. Or an insta super. And we get over here, or even should jump and then dash. We're here, we jump over to here. This takes us, we get a boost up to the double crystal. And then we use one of them to get... Oh, no, we use them to dash and then wall bounce off of this platform as it comes back down. That's my thought so far. Maybe it's wrong. We'll save state our way through just to find out. Now, the question is, it's surely not possible to get over... Oh, no, never mind. What am I thinking? That's how we do that. Alright, so gotta get... Oh, what am I doing? Wrong is what I'm doing. And that's wrong too. So, well... Sometimes, the last time that other block didn't fall. There we go. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. And that's what I thought too. Dang it! No. Yeah, so by the time I'm recording this, Rain World is done. By the time it's up, I haven't played Rain World in like a month. Clair Obscur is going slowly. Playing games in general is going slowly. The reason Clair Obscur is going slowly is because I've run out of backlog. And I just don't... I'm not playing every day anymore. So I probably mentioned that a bunch already. Now, let's try neutral jumping to get ourselves in a good spot before we trigger it. I also forgot that I can save state. That's what we do. I'm actually playing this before Firmament Part 1 goes up, but it's definitely up by now for you guys. And then I've also started playing a small game that I don't know if Part 1 has gone up yet. Oh, whoa, whoa. There we go. No, I need to land. Okay, so I need to jump to the other side, then land, then go over here. And then I can dash again, because I will get my dash back right on top of that. Gotta be careful with that spot then. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Oh no! Too slow. Actually, I don't even know if I need to go back to that platform at all. But yet I try again. I mean, there's no spikes on it, which kind of suggests that you do. I'm at in that weird conundrum where there's a million things. I know there's a million things I could talk about, but I cannot think of a single one. Why do I keep doing that? Let's try going over once. Yeah, I think that'll work. Ah, stop it. Uh-oh. I am out of dash. Okay, there we go. It works. And by dash, I mean stamina, of course. You guys know. What? Oh, I forgot. Right. Here's what we want to do. Yeah! This room seems like it might be kind of easier than some of the previous ones. Yep, I am starting to feel the Silk Song bug, so maybe, I don't know, but maybe I've started playing that. I did want to wait until the fall sale. See if maybe it goes on sale. Because I am cheap, and I like to buy games on sale. And by I am cheap, I am also poor, so I don't have a lot of money. I mean, I'm not that poor. I can take care of myself. So there's a huge difference between you're living on your own and you cannot pay your own rent versus you're living on your own and you can pay your own rent. It's like something changes and it's so, of course, all that's changing is that you're now able to take care of yourself, right? So it doesn't seem like that would be a big change because, like, you've changed, your circumstances have changed, but it's like not that much, right? It's just the number is different, and you're doing more work a little bit more competently than before. But in terms of what it feels like, when you cross that threshold and you're able to take care of yourself, pay your own rent, make your own food, clean your living space, you know, have your little part of the world in order, it feels like the entire universe has changed. You know, from your perspective, from my perspective, when I became able to do this, the entire universe changed. It was not just a number on my paycheck. It was, this is everything. And so, and like, you know, it's the difference between hopelessness and feeling like you can do anything. It's literally that stark. But also, you know, it doesn't feel like it's just me that changed. It feels like it's the whole fabric of the universe that's changed. It feels like society has changed. It feels like, you know, it feels like everything has changed. And so that's like the number one thing. For anyone who's in the place that I was, if you're depressed and struggling in the world, and you're like a young person who's just an adult for the first time, just figuring it all out, that is my advice, is strive until you become at a place where you are controlling your little part of life and you've got that in order, because then it will feel like the whole universe has changed. Man, all these mistashes. You guys, you now get to see firsthand what a controller does to me sometimes. Man, if I had played Celeste for the first time after starting my channel, I definitely would not go for all the golden berries that I have. Yes, I have all golden berries except Farewell, and I got the second hardest one, Summit B, on the channel. If you haven't seen it and you want to, you can watch that video. It's like it's called something like Watch Madeline Explode as I get Summit B Golden for to celebrate 700 subscribers or something like that. But yeah, you know, that's another thing. When you're younger, you have so much time and so much willingness to just invest crazy amounts of time into single video games, completing challenges and whatnot. And maybe you do as an adult too, but for me, especially playing for my channel, I'm like, I don't really have all that much time. You know, one of the reasons I'm not, well, there's two reasons why I'm not increasing my backlog. One is because I'm taking entire play sessions as episodes. So like if I play for 2.5 hours, that's one episode. Whereas in past years, that would be 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes. And I would have backlog. Another is that I'm prioritizing other things. My first priority is my job. My second priority is my writing. And my third priority is well, after that, it's not so set in stone. So it's definitely job, writing, then all the other things. Very often, this channel is my third priority. But like, social stuff would be third priority, or maybe first priority, I suppose, depending on the situation. So I do have to look toward there to avoid the to refund the stamina. Oh my goodness, that was bad. But yeah, a combination of, even if I play 2.5 hours at once, I just call it one episode. And also prioritizing other stuff first. Maybe that's better. Come on. Yeah! Not bad! Less than 20 minutes. Less than 15 minutes, I guess. All right. We have a level. We're going up and 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 up. And all right. We'll learn it with save states. Need to start with... Now I'm very confused. I'm not very confused. One of those here, and then one there. Okay, got it. Don't dash there. Okay, it makes sense. So we have the momentum. We just let go, holding away from it. Just get it. Do we have to climb jump a lot? I'm worried about running out of stamina. Well, one thing we can do to ease it is some neutral jumps. Alright, neutral. That was actually really easy. We can neutral up the next one too. Neutral, jump, 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 jump. Nope. No, we gotta get the rhythm right. Get it right, not wrong. Okay, we have to wait until after it has started moving. But not much farther than, not much later than that. Okay, we can neutral up that one too. What am I doing? Alright, any news stories happen to me? Well, in my critique group today, somebody brought a story that is a that was a Souls-like, what is it, lit RPG, which was kind of cool. Don't want to say more than that because I don't want to reveal somebody else's story. There we go, and then we got to climb jump off the edge. So I need to not worry about losing stamina from climbing to these. Ah, man, I'm too good. It's the curse of Chris. Ah, I'm too bad. That never happens except last episode and this one. There we go. Let's save that state. Get a little progress on here. We think we want to wall bounce off that one. Ah, yeah. Alright, this last one over here is the tough. We want a better wall bounce, that's what we want. Oh, not that bet. Bet better best. There we go. I was thinking we had to wall bounce off of that one, but no, we just need to collect the thing. I'm having trouble. I guess I'm not holding to the... No, we don't need to do that. Just... not holding left. Okay. Now that was skill. Dropping through that gap. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting to be writing a Souls-like novel. There we go, that's how it's done. Because, you know, it started out with a guy going through his cycle, whatever it is. You know, it's maybe he was dying, maybe he wasn't, it wasn't quite clear. Alright, we got this. We just gotta do all those jumps in a row. Neutral. There. Don't worry about stamina at this point. It's been a while since I've submitted something to that group. Because I'm 2/3 of the way through draft 2 of my book. But when you join a new group, you really have to start at the beginning. Which I found out the hard way because I was like, oh, I'll just submit this chapter that's most of the way through the book. And nobody understood what was going on. Go figure. So then I went back and I updated my beginning. And got some more feedback. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to update the next scene. And I haven't got around to it yet. Partially because my first priority has been the class I'm teaching. So my writing time that is on Sundays that I usually write my book, I have been writing PowerPoints to teach physics to college students. Which is, you know, it's what happens when you don't get your work done over the summer, is that you have to do it while you're doing your teaching. But I do really like this job. And I feel I'm good at it. Oh, I tried to neutral. Almost. So, actually, by the time this episode goes up, surely I will have submitted my second scene. And get all the feedback on it. This is by the way, the chapter I'm talking about is an updated version of the first one on my website, which in every single one of my videos, there is a link to my writing website, which has 4 free chapters from my book. So anybody who is interested in seeing what I write can go there. One word of warning. Those chapters are not very good yet. They were the best of my skill as of the beginning of summer this year, 2025. But my skill has improved since then. And there is a new version of Chapter 1 in the works, and perhaps 2 and 3 as well. Oh, definitely 2 and 3 as well. Probably not up by the time of this video, but you know about it. And yeah, I do plan to update that website once I have better chapters. But yeah, only the first 3 chapters and maybe chapter 5 as well. That one's the worst because I wrote it the longest ago. But yeah, if you want to see what my book is about, you can read those chapters. You know, such is the danger of... Oh my goodness, I got so far. Such is the danger of being an artistic type or creator. Because everyone's constantly pressuring you to put yourself out. You know, put stuff up. Let people see what you're doing. And there's not nearly enough voices saying, keep practicing, keep getting better, keep doing stuff in private until you have something great. Which is, you know, that's what I want to write. I want to write great stuff. That was a mistake. I'm dead. Eh. You know, so I'm perfectly fine with writing a ton in private, or for a small group of other writers to see for a long, long time, many, many years. While I improve my craft and get good, as they say. I'm dead. And you know, when a creator does this, it really shows. You know, the creator of Tunic, whatever his name was. You know, he didn't put out lots of stuff, lots and lots and lots of stuff, and say, hey, look at me, I can make games. No, he had his idea for his masterpiece, and he worked on it and worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. And I don't know what his marketing was before the game was out. I don't know if he streamed development or anything. But it ended up really good. And it turned into this thing that was like, that it felt like it spawned into existence fully formed. I guess that's what I'm saying. Tunic felt like this. Animal Well felt like this. You know, these, and you know, Billy Basso for Animal Well, he wrote his own programming language, I think, or something. His own game engine. Right, not his own language. That's Jonathan Blow, who's writing his own programming language. Some people go crazy with it. But yeah. Billy Basso wrote his own game engine, and Hollow Knight Silksong, that was another one. You know, I think it was a genius marketing strategy to just go silent and work on the game. Because it's like, oh, what's going on? They're working on the game. They're making it good. They're making it better. They're making it great. You know, they don't need to I mean, we all would have loved a few more words from them every now and then, you know, just to let us know that they're not dead. But you know, that's the thing. They told us they were making the game, and then however many years later, they're like, here it is, it's done. This whole time we've been working on it, working really hard. And it shows. Well, I assume it shows. I haven't actually seen any Silksong gameplay yet. But so far, I have not seen anything negative about Silksong, which is a very, very good sign considering how much hype this game had. Because even if it was just a great game, if it was simply a great game, it would have gotten hate all over the place because people would be like, this isn't what I wanted. But no, everybody either loves it or has not said it. Okay, I haven't been paying attention because I don't want spoilers. But I have not seen anybody say they've been disappointed about Silksong. That's the point. Which means that the strategy of locking themselves in the office until it was done worked. But yeah, then there's, you know, most of us who are artistic and creative, we're trying to do stuff, myself included, until a few years ago. We have this attitude that's like, we are the best thing in existence, and the world should be just waiting, just wanting, longing to experience what we create because we are so cool. And then we put stuff out, and nobody cares. You know, it's a very sad thing that if we want to make great art and stuff. Wow, I was so close. You know, we can't have this attitude that we are so cool, everybody look at me and the stuff I make, it's so cool. You know, that's just not good. Extremely few people can make great art with that attitude. I mean, it occasionally happens. But most of the time, getting rid of that attitude is one of the threshold things that unlocks your ability to make great art. Ah, come on. Some of these jumps are struggle-worthy. Oh, man. Me putting the blame on the game instead of my own emotions. It's like... That's a thing. That's actually an unlocked thing about the universe. When you realize your emotions are about you, not the thing you have emotions about. The level is not struggle worthy. I am struggling. That is the truth. Another person does not make me mad. I get mad at the person. You know, that is the truth, and it's a very powerful truth, because then you realize that, like, and you know, and things like this school subject is not hard. I don't know it yet. Right? So, like, for basic math, like adding and subtracting and multiplying, there are adults who have not learned how to do that. And they're afraid of math because they struggled way too much in grade school when they learned those things for the first time. But the rest of us realize that adding and subtracting is really easy. It's not hard at all, if you know how to do it and what it means. And I had the realization once that all math is like that. From calculus to differential equations and all these things that you don't know what they mean unless you've actually studied them. You know, that's all math and all science and all philosophy and all everything. You know, it's easy once you know it. Where was I going with this? I was trying to make a point. Yeah, I totally forgot. Just went off on a tangent. Oh yeah. It was an example of how we project our feelings onto the world outside of us. So it's like, oh, something happened that made me mad. You know, like if we get mad at politics, it's like, oh, we're supposed to be mad because the politics thing is an anger-inducing thing. So it's their fault that we're mad. Well, the truth is, we're mad. It's not the politics thing that is the source of the madness. It is the source of the anger. It's just us. It's just we're the ones who are mad. And if we don't look at that one news story, then we won't be mad. You know, if we think about, yeah, it's like the whole mentality of the news, and it seems like everything's going crazy, the world's falling apart, civilization is collapsing. Almost didn't get the neutral. But it's actually not the world's not collapsed. You know, the world is not collapsing. For two, the news has discovered, you know, the news who gets money based on how many people pay attention to them, how much attention they get. They have discovered, come on, that if they make people angry, they'll get more attention and thus more money. And so this feeling, this belief that we're sad because the world is going crazy is just incorrect. It's not true. We're sad because we are reacting to the things that we read on the news. That's what it is. And once you realize that, you can A, stop reading the news or stop reading those news, and B, stop being upset even if you do read the news, because you realize that it's your emotions, it's not the world. That's what I'm trying to say. And once you realize that most of what you feel is your emotions, not the world, I mean, there are still some things that are emotions and the world working together. Let's put it that way. Like falling in love, like connecting with other people, like partaking in great art. These are emotions that are not just your emotions. I mean, to some degree they are, but they're also they're pointing to something true. Okay, as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that it's a lot more complicated than it was in my mind. Basically, once we realize that there are so many forces competing to manipulate our emotions for one reason or another, we can then look and see what things are worth our emotions. That's what I'm saying. And then we can choose to give our emotions to things that are worth them. And that is a super powerful skill and perspective in life. There's a lot of super powerful skills and perspectives once you get them. Yeah, we already talked about once you have your portion of the world in order, the world seems different. That's another super powerful skill of life. There are super powerful skills of mind and understanding. One of them is logic and reason, because you can use that to understand anything mathematical. You just realize that everything builds on what came before it. Got it! No! I'm so close! I didn't commit. I wavered. Everything mathematical builds logically on what came before it. So if you can understand 1 + 1 = 2, you can understand differential equations. You just gotta stick with it and keep with the rules of logic, one after another, after another, after another. Yeah, and that unlocks the ability to understand basically every science and every argument of... Well, I don't want to go that far. I was about to say every argument of philosophy, of a certain type of philosophy, analytical philosophy perhaps. But I still realize I haven't thought of that thought all the way through, so I take that statement back. It will help you understand some philosophy, let's put it that way. But there are whole branches of philosophy that like try to go outside of logical thinking, and you need more skills, more thinking skills to be able to understand those. Those are like the non-analytical tradition, you know, non-European United States philosophy, like Chinese philosophy, very non-analytical, logical, very much other stuff. So you need other ways of thinking to understand it. Or what else? Postmodern philosophy. You have to be able to think in non-logical ways to understand that. And the thing is, once you do, like, if you... Okay, the thing is, like, for postmodern philosophy especially, if you only think logically, you will think it's nonsense. I made it! Haha! Finally! This looks like the beginning of Vanilla 1A. But if you do train yourself to think in post-logical or non-logical ways, not instead of logic, but like in addition to logic, then suddenly postmodern philosophy makes sense. And you realize it's actually good ideas. Some of it. You know, I'm not an expert. Yeah. But yeah, that's another thing. So two big things. Once you realize that logic is a powerful tool, then you can use logic to understand so many things. And then once you understand that logic is not the only tool, that there are other ways of thinking, then you can understand so many more things too. Alright, we want to zip. I don't even know. I'm not really planning, not paying attention. Alright, looks like we want some kind of a boost at the end. No, we want to go up. Got it. We'll get through with save states as usual. I think I see what to do here. Something like that, maybe? Maybe? Maybe it looks like I want to wall bounce out of this. Oh, I'm too good. No, I don't know if I can wall bounce there. I'm confused. We gotta figure it out. Not like that. Maybe this is just not intended. Let's take a look. What do we actually want to do there? I think we gotta get an upward boost from this thing coming up. So we have to like go around this crystal, this lightning in multiple ways. So what I'm gonna try to do is diagonal up into this platform. And grab it. And neutral off of it. I actually am quite confused. It's like if we neutral off of it, we grab this wall, then we hop off, grab it again as it's coming up with the double crystal. No, doesn't make any sense. Because like I feel like I need to. I'm just confused. We need to get the boost off this platform to get the upper coin. And then we have to get the lower coin somehow. So like, okay, let's think of an idea. We get up here, we ride it down, wall jump off with the double crystal, jump up here, jump around as it's coming up, get the climb jump boost up to there, fall down here, dash. Okay, maybe that does work. I was thinking we need to go in this little alcove because you can land there. Maybe we don't. We get this, we grab it, we fall down, we do a wave off of it, we do some kind of wall bounce, or we get onto there, we jump back, and then we do some jumping around. Maybe that just works. And then here we trigger it, jump through, dash, dash, land on it, do some dashes to get back. And then we land on it. Once we're on there, yeah, okay, yeah, we can jump and then dash up to the finish. That's the plan. Okay, but I can't get the platform with one dash. So, we're really gonna have to figure out this beginning part. Unless... No, that can't be intentional. You guys see what I'm trying to do, right? Yeah. No, that's not intentional. I feel like I have to get over there. Oh, you can. Never mind. I just do it. Okay, don't try to neutral. There we go. I missed the boost. So close. And I gotta be careful. I don't want to face plant in these spikes. There we go. Huh. Yeah, that's probably it. Let's get ourselves through with save states. Oh, right, we need to trigger the next block. I didn't, and I'm too slow. Huh, 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 huh. I missed that. Also trying to think of a new save state spot. I mean, I probably could get through this room without save states. It's not that hard. Oh, right. We can't do that. So, I have also realized something that many professional philosophers have not. And of course, saying that I sound like I'm so full of myself, which I guess I am. But I have realized that the boundary between objects is human generated. So the universe is not made of objects. That's just, you know, we think of objects as being things that exist. And I'm talking about all objects. I'm talking about material things. I'm talking about the device that you have. I'm talking about your hands. I'm talking about everything. 2 words, everything. You know, what counts as that and what counts as not that? Well, it's just what we humans decide. Okay, that's gonna be tough. It's a ship of Theseus. If you don't know it, you can look it up. I don't need to be the million-second person to explain it. Am I too slow? Do I need to walk in front of this? I might have screwed this save state. Nope, got it. Oh no! Oh, and then it's super easy to get up. I thought I was gonna have to do something crazy with my dash. Let's try demoing past here, so we can get a little extra height. All right, there we go. This room should be easy. I forgot what to do. But yeah, ship of Theseus, you know, is when does it stop becoming the same ship if you replace the parts? When does it become a new ship? Well, it's all just what we decide. What we decide individually or collectively. It's just human construction. It's the same with a ship, it's the same with a table, it's the same with what counts as a door, what counts as a pot. You know, everything that's an object, it's humans decide what counts as it and what counts as not it. Even with solid objects, you know, they're trading molecules with the atmosphere. Molecules of the atmosphere are being traded with them. You know, like a stop sign is losing paint or it's being painted. You know, when does it stop becoming a stop sign? It's all based on what we collectively decide. And this is true of all objects. All objects. You know, coming from a physics perspective, I'm also thinking of fundamental particles like electrons and other things of that nature. Like, okay, well, an electron's not made of anything, but it is an oscillation in a quantum field. If you have two electrons, those together are also an oscillation in a quantum field. Yeah, they're not two quantum fields. They're not really two distinct objects when you get down to it. They're two parts of one thing. Or they're two things. Yeah, again, whether it's one thing or two, as I was been saying the whole time, it's human perspective that makes the distinction. Is it one thing or is it two? Is it one particle? Is it, or no, well, I mean, it's two particles, because the concept of a particle implies, you know, has a definition. The definition is human created. So that's another thing that once you really understand it, it's a powerful idea, and you cannot go back to not understand. Like, you can't go back to not believing it, and you can't go back to not understanding it. And one of the reasons why it's so powerful is because it applies to people too. It implies that for you, you know, there's a lot of debate in philosophy about what is the self? Where is the self located? Is there a self? Is there no self? Are you the brain? Are you the soul? Are you the you know, this and that? And, well, the answer is that the boundary between what counts as you and what counts as not you is human constructed. Mind blown. So in some sense, different people are the same person, just from a certain perspective. Anyway, enough blathering. Most of you probably think I'm crazy for saying this stuff. A few of you are like, oh no, that's just how I always thought. Yeah, I believe a lot of crazy stuff. And in my mind, it all makes perfect sense. But that's what crazy people say too. But like, yeah, I don't just believe stuff because I want to. Well, there are a few things I believe because I want to, like free will, but I have very good reasons for wanting to believe it. You know, I have very solid reasons, and I'm not pretending that it's not because I want to believe it. I fully acknowledge that I believe in free will because I want to. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But yeah, when I say, but a lot of these beliefs, like my beliefs about consciousness being in the world everywhere around me, that's also partly because I want to believe it. But it's also partly because I understand the philosophy of consciousness very, very well. Perhaps better than most professional philosophers. Now, I couldn't write philosophy papers on it. That is a skill that you need to be trained for. But I do think that at an intuitive level, I understand consciousness very well. I understand the modern philosophies of consciousness very well, and I am happy to add my own interpretations on top of them. I got sidetracked again. But yeah, I recognize that when I pull out these beliefs, a lot of them do sound very crazy. And the point is that they come from a place of loving knowledge and wanting to understand. Hey, I won! They do not come from a place of fear or of being stupid and not thinking about stuff. Well, I guess it's hard to say. It is very hard to claim that a belief does not come from fear. When you get to your so we all have emotional motivations for our beliefs. And that is something that I believe we cannot get rid of, no matter how logical or rational we are. So if I say I don't believe this because I'm scared, that's something that I could be wrong about. Anyway, I think that's a good length of an episode. And we had some good, fun rooms in there. Thank you so much for watching. I'd appreciate it if you gave a like, and I will see you next time. Bye!